on to the next bit of this. And I wanted to bring up a point. I spoke to you briefly before camera about this. About the Europa League. Obviously, we're playing Dynamo Kiev. I was going to ask what's our expectation, but obviously I think our expectation is to win it. Yeah, as a Chelsea fan, you want to win it. However, what is your realistic, not goal, how far do you see us going? Is the best way I can put this.
Final.
You think we get to the final? Yeah, I think we should. And the only reason I bring this up is because in my mind on the way over here and before camera, I was thinking about the teams still left in it.
Yeah.
Who we could eventually get basically our route to the final. And this was spoken a little bit in one of the videos we did a while ago after the Malmo game, which was who we wanted to get. And I noticed a lot of people answering Arsenal, Napoli, or Inter Milan. Those were the three answers I saw the most. Valencia actually was another one that was said a lot. And I think a lot of the talk at the time was, or at least from some of us, was, do we want to be getting that type of opponent now? And for me, no. I honestly feel like, and I've got a table which I will go through in a moment of the top 10 teams left in. This, and I will say this is just my opinion. This is based on a few things. This is, as I said, my opinion. A little bit of where they are in their respective leagues, how they're doing in terms of form, stuff like that. Obviously, feel free to disagree. As I said when I read it out, but as far as I can see, there's about 5 teams better than us.
5 teams.
Arguably 6. I've put us and Arsenal on a similar level at the minute, because I know we lost to them, but we're on a similar sort of level at the minute.
I hate that on bias alone.
But
I know, I kind of get you.
Yeah, so, but apart from that, I think there's about 5 teams, personally. So the list I made was, I go from 10th to 1st. 10th I put Salzburg, just because last season I believe they got to the final, the semis. They won a really good run. They knocked out Leipzig. I don't know quite how they're doing this season, but I know based on previous last year. But Villarreal 9th, because they're doing terrible in the league, but they've still got like good quality teams to be able to get far in it.
And they got Cazorla.
They've got a few others. They've got their strikers quite good, Moreno, and they've got someone else and I've forgotten who. 8th I put Frankfurt, because again they're having one of those seasons where you didn't really expect them to do much, but they're actually having quite a good season. Then next, and this is where I think people are probably getting a bit annoyed, I put us and Arsenal. We're not having the best of seasons, and both teams are a bit inconsistent. Obviously, we've been on a decent run so far, but we have that inconsistency about us. As much as you hate to say that, we have that inconsistency about us.
I don't know, 6th though.
This is my point though. As we go up, you might see why. You can see why. But 5th, I put Inter, because they're doing okay in the league, but recently their form's been a bit iffy. 4th, I put Benfica, because I think they're doing really well in their league, but no offence, it's the Portuguese league. I don't really know how that's going to translate in Europe against teams from better leagues.
Yeah.
And better leagues, because it's quite subjective in a way. But then 3rd, I put Valencia, because they're having a very good season. A lot better than they were having earlier in the season. And again, they're one of those teams that, like they did bits against United in the Champions League, for example. 2nd, I put Napoli, and 1st, I put Sevilla, because Sevilla are currently 5th in La Liga, having a very good season. I mean, they dropped off a bit because I think they were in the top 3 earlier in the season. Got a very good squad, a very, very good squad. And yeah, I can see them certainly getting to the final, possibly winning it. So what's your opinions on that, first of all?
You're going to get ripped.
I know I'm going to get ripped. I fully understand I'm going to get a lot of hate. But for me, the 5 teams I put above us, I can't see us being better than any one of those. At the minute, based on form or based on just other stuff, you can maybe put Benfica a bit lower and put us instead of them. But apart from that, like Inter, you look at the players they've got. Yes, they're a bit of bad form, but they've got those top quality players. Your Icardis, your Perisic's, your Nainggolan's. I know he's had a bit of a poor season, but your Nainggolan's. Even if you look further back, Handanovic, Miranda, Skriniar, like that. And then the other 3 teams for me are just, I don't see us being on their level personally.
Yeah, here's the thing, and this is why I've always been comfortable with the Europa League. You put Chelsea against any of those teams, I'll back them.
Oh, I'll back them.
I'll back them to get a result. And here's the... I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at this list right now. Teams that genuinely worry me. Inter. Arsenal have beaten us this season, so I have to put them in.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Napoli, because they understand Sarri and they'll understand this system, and that might work in our favour as well because Sarri understands the Napoli players. But that's about 3 teams that I'm really worried about. Maybe Sevilla, but here's we should be able to beat any of these teams. If we lose, if we don't make it to the final of the Europa League, questions are going to be asked.
I think that's definitely the case. I think obviously I want us to do well. I want us to get to the final. I want us to win it, and I think that on a single game, I back us to win. My only issue is, and my only worry is, with our inconsistency, I can fully see us doing what Roma did last night.
Here's the thing. Okay, so that's the top 10, and there's there's 5 teams that you think are better than us. So do you think we're not making it past the quarters?
No, because another thing I will say is you look at a few of these teams, like for example, Frankfurt playing Benfica. One of those are gone straight away, and Frankfurt could get a result there. I want to say Villarreal and Salzburg are playing. Well, no, I think Salzburg are playing Napoli. I'll have a little check. But again, that could be Salzburg could quite easily get a result. So then that's another big team now.
Yeah.
So I think that depending on PSG and Man United have 1-1, by the way. Just put that out there. This is the thing. I think that if you look, Napoli and Salzburg, Zenit could get a result against Villarreal. I think that... Oh, no, I was wrong. Frankfurt playing Inter Milan. But that's a game where either team could get a result.
Yeah.
I think that it all depends on the draw. It all depends on how the draw goes in our favour. So, for example, say we get easy games until the final. Then that's perfect. And as I said, on a one-game basis, I'd back our team. But I can see us having a Real Madrid moment last night. Where, for example, say we're playing Benfica. At home, beating 3-0, we're comfortable. In the reverse leg, we crumble and lose like 4-0. Because of our inconsistencies, I can fully see that happening. And that's the biggest worry I have. Is that against those top teams, we can have a moment where we just have a City moment, basically, or a Bournemouth moment, and we crumble.
I'll be honest with you, if we don't make it to the final, then... Do we really deserve Champions League? Now, I'm not going to stand there and be negative because my point still stands. I think Chelsea will make the final and I think Chelsea will win the Europa League because I personally backed them against the rest of the top 10. I know it's where me and you are disagreeing on, but I do see where you're coming from. There are threats.
Yeah.
And there are...
But that's the thing. As I said, I back us to get to the final. But I don't think that it's going to be quite this... majestic, almost for want of a better word, run that people we're going to batter this team, we're going to knock this team out, knock that team out, we're going to knock out Arsenal. I don't see it quite being that simple, and I think it requires a bit more thought to it than just we're going to knock this team out, we're going to knock that team out.
No. I don't think it's because of that. I think most people are going to know that it's going to be harder the further we get into this competition, but let's be real. The teams we play right now have been shit.
They have been.
Malmo, Kiev. I need to put emphasis on this. The reason why I take the piss out of Arsenal so much is because you lost to Bate. We played Bate home and away, and I promise you they are one of the worst teams I've ever seen play. And you lost to them. That's why I take the piss. This is why a lot of fans have been so relaxed about, and myself included, because the teams we played, we've literally gifted them opportunities and they can't do a thing with it. But it's going to get harder the further we go into it.
Was it home or away? Yeah, away. The away game. We were gifting them a few things and they were dreadful. As I said, I do back us to a certain extent. I think that we have to get to the final. The final has to be a minimum. We're looking to win it. Otherwise... Number one, we haven't got hope of signing anyone half decent, because why are they going to want to come to Chelsea when they're playing in the Europa League?
Yeah.
Like, you've got all your other teams, like United.
Actually, no. To be fair, like, we're now in that period where all the young players who are coming through have been watching Chelsea growing up. Here's the thing, we just don't pursue it. Because Arsenal in the Europa League signed Aubameyang and they signed Lacazette.
That's a very good point.
when we drop into Europa League, we spend fucking...
40 million on the back of your 35 million whatever was on drink water.
That's coming off winning the league, not even in the Europa League. This is the problem. We don't push. We just don't push for these players. We helped Arsenal get Aubameyang.
In recent times, that's the transfer that pissed me off the most.
Could have just cut out the middleman, but we let them help us loan Batshuayi to Dortmund just so we could get Giroud. No offence to Giroud, but Aubameyang.
It's a straight swap. That's all you do. You go straight swap. You can have Batshuayi, we'll have Aubameyang.
We're going to have to throw about 50 million on top of that still.
Would we?
For Batshuayi would have probably gone for about 30.
I reckon we could have got for like 20, 30 million. For an extra.
Aubameyang?
Yeah.
How long was on his contract?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know he wanted to leave. So.
I swear he's Arsenal's most expensive signing. That's the thing.
Is he? I think
so. Like I don't know.
I think Lacazette's more expensive. I know Lacazette was 50 million. I want to say it wasn't. I don't actually think it was that much. I don't think it was any more than 40 million.
I don't know.
This is the thing. It could have been such an easy deal. We didn't need Giroud at all, but
this is why I worry about if we actually get the appeal. Will we do anything with it?
No, no, God, it is worrying, deeply worrying. But yeah, as I said, let us know your thoughts on that. I fully understand, as Lewis said. I'm probably going to get hate in the comments for it. As I said, it's just my opinion. It's just how I...
Guys, before you comment anything, this is a human being as well. I just want you to remember that.
Thank you, Lewis. Yeah, it's just my opinion. It's just how I see the teams. It's not I'm not saying that these teams will beat us. I'm just saying that in terms of where we're at now, in the context of the season, I think that they are better than us. I don't necessarily think for example, I'll go back to I made a point a couple of times. Real Madrid, you say, are better than Ajax. Ajax battered them last night, so it's not necessary to say that because these teams are better than us, we'll lose.
Yeah, but also in the case, it is the worst Real Madrid side in years.
It is, but it's also a Real Madrid side with Bale in.
Oh yeah, they've got
60 minutes.
They've got so many superstars, but I think it's further than that with them.
It is, but
it's also their goalkeeper too. No names.
That's fucking brilliant. But yeah, as I said, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let us know where you think we're going to get to. Obviously, I want to say the final, but let us know. For example, say we get through past Kiev, who you'd like to see in the next round. And yeah, we'll move on to the final bit of this match build-up show. Unfortunately, it's going to be a bit of a short one, but that's because it's Kiev, and what is there to talk about? It's the Europa League. There's nothing to talk about.
Ones to watch.